Ryan's homepage has a solid offer, but it was buried under generic AI claims and a CTA that didn't match how real people were actually buying his product. The software, way more powerful than it was on the surface and way more powerful than it was shown on the homepage. His users were even ditching common AI tools and just using his tool as an all-in-one. But you wouldn't know that from the top. We dug into how to turn those invisible proof points into conversion drivers, why 32,000 users should have been in the H1, and how he can mine his own customer calls for better messaging. Let's get into it.
I'm Ryan Robinson, co-founder at WriteBlogger, your suite of the most powerful tools for content creators and marketers.
I love it. I love chatting with other founders who are also having marketing background. So for those who are not familiar and listening to this, what does WriteBlogger do?
We make tools that are useful for anyone who's creating content and trying to market their business by publishing stuff online. That's the top level remark, but we've got tools like article writers that generate first draft SEO blog posts. Another popular tool turns any video you've made into an SEO optimized blog post in just a couple of minutes in your voice, style, and tone. And we recently just released something called Tool Studio, where you can go to build your own AI tools and use them as lead magnets to grow your email list and get qualified leads for your business.
I love it. And who is your ideal customer?
We work primarily with bloggers, content marketers, people that are on marketing teams at either a small business or a SaaS company. And we're starting to move more in the direction of like digital agencies, marketing teams at SaaS companies, since that's what my background is in, and that's kind of the crew I know best.
I love it. That makes a total sense. And who are kind of your biggest competitors? Because I know this is a pretty crowded and ever-growing space.
Yeah, I mean, there's the classic ones like Jasper. Right Sonic is another one we see quite a bit. And then a little bit more like niche competitors. We actually have this company called Arvo, ARVOW. They used to be called Try Journalist or Journalist AI. They've done a lot of super cool stuff that we admire. We've taken some inspiration from too. So yeah, I'd check them out too.
Love it. So let's go ahead and kind of dive right into your homepage. So I'm kind of seeing on your screen right here. Walk me through. When was the last time you updated this page?
Meaningful updates would be at least a year. We've done small things like when we add new features, make new tools, we'll push updates, but like we haven't changed anything really about like the structural layout, the blocks that we're kind of using. Yeah, nothing really major in at least a year.
Got it. So, and if you were to say in that case, is I love the H1, which is create SEO blog post in minutes. You're saying exactly what you do, but it almost sounds like from the description you just shared earlier, that might not to be as accurate anymore.
Yeah, so like the premise of creating SEO blog posts in minutes is still really good for what our tool does. Like that's our most popular tool inside, but I don't know that that appeals to like marketing teams so much. That's a really good point.
Awesome. And then I guess the second part of that is you say create SEO blog post in minutes, which is actually a fantastic H1 if that's actually your core value prop and still is. And then you kind of almost repeat that again in your subhead. Create SEO optimized blog posts that match your unique voice in just a few clicks. Is there maybe something else that you can be saying, or maybe even in that sub description right there below it? Could you maybe add in some of the other use cases if that is something that is relevant?
I think that's genius. That's great because when you're looking at this homepage here as it is, you're not really seeing many visuals aside from these three little boxes over on the farther right side that even talks about the other stuff that you can do using WriteBlogger. So everything above the fold here looks like it does not really sell us the way that I would sell someone in a conversation.
Yeah. How would you sell somebody in a conversation?
Oh my gosh. What we just talked about earlier, starting off this convo, like powerful tools for content creators. I mean, creating SEO blog posts in minutes is a core part of it, but like tools that save you time to grow your business faster, things like that, like getting more to the point around what you stand to gain other than the SEO blog post, that makes a lot of sense to me.
Yeah. A couple other things that stand out to me on this, just in the here section. your visual of just putting yourself in there as a content creator and like leaning into how much authority and expertise you have in the space and how much of an audience you already have. Super smart. The fact that you also put in 3 of the use cases, video to blog, publish to WordPress, promote content, also super smart. And then I also wonder if you're almost burying the most interesting tidbit in like super small text, which is trusted by 32,000 creators. Why is that so small?
That's the best question so far. Why is that so small? That should be huge. That should probably be like, I mean, H3 level, maybe not H2, but that's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, you would almost say just get rid of create SEO optimized blog posts that match your unique voice and doesn't be clicks. It doesn't say anything. What if you were to just lead with, hey, 32,000 plus creators, that's incredible, by the way, are using us to not only create SEO blog posts, but to also turn videos into content and insert all of the other things you just shared right there.
You're cooking with gas. I really like that. Ooh, yeah. Something that leads with the crazy amount of number. We could even, yeah, we could play. I mean, Andy and I have been talking about if we want to rebrand more closely towards bloggers, or if we want to go for talking about marketers, creators. That's probably like a bigger discussion that we have to figure out how we want to approach too. But I think that adds to the like mixed messaging on this page. But I love the idea of like making the H1 lean into the like social proof elements, because it is actually, it's kind of a crazy number of people that use our tools, and that's not super clear.
Totally. I mean, I would just say you're bearing one of the most interesting pieces of social proof you have. The other thing I would mention as well is use tools the best CTA?
This would be the logged in CTA, but if we log out, let's see what we get. Some slight changes to the, actually, these are big changes.
Yeah, generate articles for free. That is definitely makes a lot more sense.
But I think it's no longer the best CTA text if we make a change that we were just talking about. That one goes out the window. What makes more sense to you then on like that new approach of like, hey, 32,000 bloggers use us for 1, 2, 3?
Yeah, I would say the best use case is just take what is, and I'm sure you already do this as a marketer, but take 10 of your best customers and just record what they're saying and how they are describing the use case. And then be like, if it is, generate content for free, share your expertise, in seconds for free. Something like that could be punchier, but I was just put it back to the best copywriting is literally just taking your customer's voice and putting that on your homepage and just slightly tweaking it.
I love that. That's exactly what I'm going to do. We have a Discord community with a couple hundred people in it too, so we could get some nice recordings of that.
Yeah, absolutely. Lean into that community. If you want to kind of go back down into the next part of the section.
Yeah, let's do it.
So I see all of the social proof. Love it. You do that probably better than 95% of software out there with how much social proof you have. Definitely keep that.
Cool.
Don't let writer's block hold you back. Is that really a core value prop for if you were talking to mostly bloggers and creators? Is that the writer's block, or is it because they have so many ideas and they don't necessarily know how to capture them all?
I think the real question you asked is, does this like value prop even make sense anymore? I think this value prop made sense for the first 12 months of when AI was around, which is when we started this. And so that header has literally been there since like never have writer's block again was like sort of the common way of talking about AI. And that is so outdated. Wow, that's fascinating.
Yeah.
I love that. We
I
have
would say just,
like 5 value props that'd be better than that.
Yeah. Trust your instinct and get rid of it.
Solid. I like, okay, so with this section over here though, do you think it's still like, if we basically call attention to our best tools in this section, does that make sense? Like if we rework how we do this, but use this space to just knock out the best use cases, the most effective tools. Does that make sense?
I would do that. What are the top 3 use cases?
I think number one is going from video to SEO blog content. That's number one.
Mhm.
Number two is AI powered lead magnets. So make interactive lead magnets that people can engage with and then collect their email address. So the lead generation, I don't know, that might even be close to number one, but I guess video to blog is what most people use. Um, and then I think the third is probably just like first draft SEO blog posts. It's a little too similar to like going from video to SEO blog posts, but as far as usage, that's how it would break down.
That makes a ton of sense. And I would say you can either put them all into one section, or you can just make them 3 separate sections, depending on those use cases. And what I really like of how you said that is you're basically just saying, hey, instead of using, the 10 plus tools, and you need one tool for video to text, another tool for article writing, another one for code generation for these lead magnets, you're basically saying RepLogger does all of it.
Cool. I like that. That's really good. We might be like putting the cart before the horse a little bit because we do have kind of a list of tools a little further down, but I think the like hitting it with hard value prop as the lead makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Let me ask you this. Do any of your customers end up canceling their Jasper subscriptions and elsewhere and just using Whiteblogger for all of it?
Yes, actually. So we have chat inside RightBlogger, which is basically souped up ChatGPT 3. We have it like connected to so many data sources, external keyword research databases, like it uses everything it learns from what you make inside RightBlogger. And so it's like crazy cool. And you could ditch your ChatGPT subscription or whatever.
Interesting. If that is actually the case, and there's a lot of people who are, canceling 3 or 4 different tools and just using Whiteblogger, there could be a case to be made of being like, hey, we're the all-in-one platform for creators, or we're the all-in-one platform for marketers. That might be a very interesting and very sticky angle.
That would be a killer survey for us to like send out to our audience too. Ooh, we're getting a lot of good ideas here.
Now you're really thinking, put that as a survey, do some, and take the fact that you have hundreds of people in your Discord. Maybe you probably don't even need to give a giveaway for this, but just get on the phone with 10 of them, record all of those calls. And one of the things I like to do for this sort of thing with a lot of my clients is I'll record the calls, transcribe them, throw them back into, well, I use ChatGPT, and my custom GPT is in there, but sounds like I should be using Whiteblogger. And then having it spit back out, analyzing it, and you're going to find patterns so much faster.
Oh, that's so awesome. And you know what's even cooler about all this is I talk with probably 10 customers a week. I offer a free 30-minute strategy session to every new paying customer that signs up. And so I catch like 10 to 15 people every week. I don't ask them, this is a whole other thing we should optimize, but I don't ask them any like set number of the same few questions each time for like data collection purposes or anything like that. But wow, it's like an underutilized marketing tool for me right now.
I mean, you're already doing 95% of the work. Maybe
Yeah.
just add in and you don't have to be the same questions every time, because I can imagine that might get boring and scripted and you're going to tune out. But maybe just ask one question like, how did you hear about us? Or what's your favorite use case? Every single time. Guarantee if you're already doing 10 or 15 of them a week, you're going to figure that out in about 2 weeks.
Shockingly, I don't ask those questions, which is insane. That's crazy. I got to make that change ASAP. Especially the where did you hear about us? Where did you find us? Often it kind of naturally comes up, but like 50% of the time, I probably miss that question, which is wild.
Yeah. The genius behind that question and why I use that and basically tell all of my clients to add this question in and make it open-ended, even if it means that you have to parse the data yourself afterwards, is, hey, you can just optimize your marketing so much faster. And you're just getting so much more ammo, especially since, and this is not politically correct, marketing attribution software for the most part right now, and marketing attribution reporting is mostly bullshit right now. So the more you can kind of hear from the customer's actual mouth, how they're actually finding you, the better you can actually optimize for those channels that actually are the stickiest in my experience, which is usually dark social, word of mouth, referrals, whatever event you were at, that sort of thing.
You have the right takes. You are good at this. I love that.
Yeah.
Change implemented as of later today.
Awesome. I'm always a little hesitant to lean into the marketing attribution tank because there are certain people who will fight me on that. And maybe I
Oh
should lean into
no.
it
I
more.
mean, it's objectively silly. I
Yeah.
mean, there are people attempting to do cool and interesting things in a space, but it's gonna always inherently be wrong because even the original data sources are usually not complete.
Yeah, absolutely. And we can go into the conspiracy theories of why certain sources that are cough cough ads tend to get over reported.
Yeah, there we go. Conspiracy episode coming soon.
Absolutely. So going back into the page, let's go scroll down even more and get more good stuff. Why is this video tour so far down?
Now, that's a great question. Should it be something like above the fold? Where does it go?
I like what you have above the fold, minus what we were talking about with the H1. Maybe move that to that second section is where this should go.
Above the first, like maybe one, two, three key benefit things.
Where the screenshot is of your product, I would maybe put your video right there.
Ooh, that's a good idea. Oh, I like that.
Yeah. And then you can just go into more details about in that section below where instead it says don't let writer's block hold you back, you now could lean into those three ideas that we talked about: video, AI articles, and then also, AI lead magnets.
Yeah, that's nice. Oh my gosh. This is awesome. Thank you.
Awesome. And then I would just say in general, that screenshot is great, but maybe just put that further down on the page.
Cool. Cool.
Oh, and cool. 80 plus AI powered tools. That's awesome. Yeah, I don't really have any changes here other than maybe making sure that you have the ones in bold that are actually used the most. But you kind of
Yeah.
already do that with the popular sign.
Like, check this out. YouTube video to blog post is on the far bottom right, even though that's one of our most popular tools and more interesting than FAQ. Yeah,
Yeah. Like I said, just maybe change the order, but I have literally no notes here.
cool.
Create custom AI tools for your website. That's really interesting. These are the lead magnets, right?
This is lead magnet, but we need to probably rename this around lead magnets. Like we sort of launched with calling it make your own custom AI tools, make embeddable AI tools, things like that. But no one understands what that means. Like it's so easily misconstrued as many potential things that we just recently kind of gathered that learning from talking to real customers about it, and then calling it lead magnets is what we need to do. So this probably needs a massive overhaul.
Yeah, I like it. And then I like the screenshot you have there. But to your point, because there are so many different ways lead magnets can be interpreted, and you have so many different people using them already, could you maybe take a screenshot and have like almost like a collage of like 5 to 6 of the most popular types of lead magnets? So you're just kind of giving somebody ideas when they land on your homepage and they're automatically thinking and they're getting their brain turning and being like, these are all of the ways I could be using my blogger to just, get so many more leads out of every place on my website.
That's really good. I like that a lot because also this screenshot's super outdated. Now you can like customize the colors and fonts and all this. There's more options and like it's way prettier visual. So we could have several of them giving different, yeah, different inspiration directions because there are some really good, like fun, cool, crazy things you can do with it.
Yeah, absolutely. I would definitely lean into that and scroll down a little bit more. Ooh, love to buy. Oh, this is just a little thing. But didn't you have 32,000 and now you have 27? Maybe tune
Right.
that
So
up.
this is literally, this is not live updated like the other one, which is so
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah, I would just tune that up. But love all the social proof. Something you might want to lean into just to make, even though you have the numbers already, that it doesn't matter. If you have videos, maybe showcase the videos instead of just the text, or just add a headshot for each of these people, which you have for most of them, just to further humanize it. I don't think it's going to be an issue because you have such volume. But that just further makes it clear that there are a lot of real people using your products.
I even like I know multiple really cool customers who would make stellar videos for us,
Yeah.
either like in person with me or just produce it over Zoom or something, like a 1 minute little slider of like 3 or 4 of them, different types of the personas we go after. I feel like that would be such a cool move here.
Yeah. Now you're thinking, and then also maybe you just use your own tool to create the actual full-on case study from it,
Yeah, that's
and have maybe 2 videos, one video with your customer talking, and maybe you have another one being like, here's how we took this, or here's how we documented our own product to create this killer case study.
I like this. Oh my God. How is this free, Jessica?
Awesome. And then frequently asked questions. I always like to ask this. I like the fact that you have them on your homepage. I like that you were bold enough to do that. But one of the things I always see in particular is making sure that the free questions, the FAQs you're asking, are actually just a really good way to handle objections. So what are the most common objections you get? And making sure those are really the ones that you put up top in the FAQs.
I love that. Well, I mean, first thing that I noticed was that we're using inconsistent capitalization
Yeah.
formatting, which drives me crazy now that I see it. But yeah, we need to change that. And then I think you're right about some of these questions are probably not objection handling. They're probably just like common AI things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I love the fact you have an affiliate program, but does that need to be an FAQ?
Right, probably not.
What are the top 3 objections that you hear?
I'd say we're doing a pretty good job of hitting that one. Like the usage limiting thing,
Mhm.
we have unlimited usage on our plans, and so that one, like that one feels like a confirmation that people are seeking out. This, which AI models we're using, is not a
Mhm.
common objection at all. But like, yeah, I would say, um, man, we're not doing a good job of answering any of those questions here, to be honest. Okay, so in real life, people want to know that it's unlimited. Um, they are really super interested in the lead magnets now. Like that just recently upticked. So knowing that they can make AI lead magnets is huge. And then like the SEO, like how SEO-y is your content? Is it going to actually drive me traffic? Is it going to get me banned for publishing too AI sounding content? That's a really big one.
Yeah, you just answered your own question. Those should be your top 3 questions in the section. And then maybe keep the one about how do refunds and cancellations work, just because that is just a further way to just, and maybe the free trial one. But everything else on here, I would get rid of.
Cool. Mostly out of it just not being additive or not being
Yeah,
relevant and like save the space.
yeah, save the space. You have so much other real estate that you could be putting in there besides that, that you don't really need to be creating actually more objections and more questions, and actually talking people out of wanting to use your tools. Just do the ones that are the ones that actually come up and nothing else.
I like that. That's really cool. The especially what you just said about don't talk people out of using our tools. I think we do that somewhere. Like in some ways and in some places, we probably do. Both Andy and I have a tendency to over talk about our stuff.
I have the same exact problem. And then so I can definitely relate. And then again, instant SEO blog posts at work, good. Maybe not as relevant now, given how much more you do.
Cool. I agree. And then that's the
Cool.
footer.
So is there any other, before we wrap, is there anything else that you wanted to kind of get some insights on the record about this homepage?
I think my most like interesting questions were answered through like just going through it together, which was crazy helpful. Thank you. But like, after looking at it with me, do you feel like it makes sense if you're a blogger or you're a marketer at a small business, like, does this make sense to you?
Absolutely. I almost feel like you almost might be hiding the punchline even more, which is your tool, right, Blogger, might actually be saving people a lot of money. If your customers are really using it for that many use cases, then why do they need to have 10 AI tools that all do one thing if Right Blogger does all of it for them? And also, I'm going to assume that's going to make customer retention and lifetime value be a lot more for you.
I really like the idea of like consolidate all of your AI tools to here. If
Yeah.
you're a blogger, 32,000 whatever bloggers are ditching all their tools and using Right Blogger. I don't know. I'm gonna workshop that, but there's
Yeah.
something.
I mean, the obvious caveat is make sure that people are actually doing that.
Yes.
Yeah. But it sounds to me like they are, and in that case, just lean into it.
Love it.
It's
Cool.
going to make your homepage even stickier, and also it's going to make customer retention through the roof.
I love it. Last question that I have for you.
Mhm.
Are we missing any opportunities to showcase more calls to action throughout the homepage, or is it okay that we don't really ask people super often to like just make a free account? Like we have mixed calls to actions, see all tools, rather than like try for free or use tools for free.
Yeah, I think given that you are a product web, making it be a little bit more standardized, and you do with enough CTAs already to be fine, and you also do a good job of not having 25 CTAs on your homepage, like above the fold, which is so incredibly common in my experience with a lot of B2B SaaS. That I wouldn't worry about that. Maybe just standardizing to be like create a free account or get started for free, and just using those two throughout would improve conversions.
Awesome. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Anything else before we wrap?
Nope. I appreciate you.
So, thank you.